I'm Trinity, and I'm going to teach you how to make string art. So, string art is a activity that you can do whenever you're bored. It's kind of like a hobby, and it's not an activity that you can do in 5 minutes. So, without further ado, when doing string art, you're going to need your supplies. There are kind of a bit of them. So, without further ado, to start off, you're going to need supplies. I have here 3 rolls of yarn, pretty large. Each spool has pretty thick yarn, which can be useful and kind of fun. I also have 3 little spools of yarn, and I have different colors of both the big and the small. I also have some corsage pins. Corsage pins are very sharp, and you don't always have to use them. They're kind of an optional tool. I have some needles, and they're in this little package, and it's really easy to get them out. I could just turn the little piece on top, and the needle just slides on out the back, which is very easy. And these needles are different sizes, which is very convenient because it's relatively easy to get the yarn in and out of the openings for the larger needles. The smaller ones are a little more difficult. Moving on, I have a pin cushion. I have one little needle already in the pin cushion, if you can see it. And you can mostly just use these if you want to take a break. You can just stick it in a little pin cushion, and it's in a safe place, it won't poke you, and you'll know where it is next time you want to resume your project. I have a pair of scissors, and I also have some cardstock paper. With string art, you're working with needles, so you have to keep in mind that it's very easy to tear the paper. My first time using printer paper was very difficult because I kept tearing through the paper, and I kept having to use tape to try and fix it, and it did not turn out well as a finished product. So cardstock paper is the way to go. Getting on to the stitching part, I have already inserted the string through an opening in one of the needles, and what you'll want to do is once you stick it through, loop it around your finger and just tuck the open end of the string through the little hole that you made with your finger, and just pull until it's pretty tight on there. You'll want to do this at least 2 or 3 times, just because if you do it once, the string will come out. So you want to make sure that you do it at least 2 or 3 times to make sure that it's secure. Now, before starting with the actual stitching, you're going to want to draw a little design or a little sketch on the paper. You can see mine a little bit. Just take a pencil and make a little sketch of what you would like or how you want your finished product to turn out. I would recommend that you don't use instruments with ink, because even though it's cardstock paper, if you press too hard, the ink might bleed through, and you might be able to see the ink through the thread, which sometimes it just won't look right. So, without further ado, I'm going to start stitching. So, I have my paper, and I have my needle and my string, and I'm going to be looking at the side of the paper with the sketch in it. You can see I've already started practicing a little bit, and I'm just going to keep following through with that. So when starting out, I'm going to want to insert the needle through the side with the sketches on it, so when I get finished, I won't have to make a big deal out of tying a knot, and the knot won't be on the side of your finished product. It'll be on the side with your sketches, which will definitely help make it look better overall. So as you can see, I have one starting point because I'm doing a little triangle pattern here. So I'm going to start from the back with the sketches, and I'm going to put my needle through and be very careful not to poke myself. That's happened a couple of times already. Trust me, it is not pleasant. And I'm going to use the light to kind of guide my needle to see where I want to place the needle next. And I see where my pencil markings are, and I'm being very careful. And just give it a little tug. I would suggest that when doing this, you first use the light, and second, make sure when you pull it through, use your finger to just tighten the string a little, because you don't want loops in your overall work, because that sometimes makes it look a little unfinished. So I'm just going to keep on going with this, and this can sometimes take a while. It's not just something you can finish, as I said earlier, in 5 minutes. So I'm going to keep at this, and I will show you the finished product in a bit. Okay, so I have completed my final project, and this is how it turned out. So I used both the thin yarn and the larger yarn just to give you a little bit of a, just to let you see kind of what it looks like. I drew some circles and some stars on it too, just to spice it up a little bit. And on the back you can see there's loops and there's tape, and it's all just there. And this whole thing took me about 2 hours. Now you can tell that this design isn't very strenuous or extravagant, but it's a fun project. It's very fun, and it's just something you can do at home whenever. So with that, go off into the world and make massively great string art.